Well, NJ, this WrestleMania 30 was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster this year. We had a load of WrestleMania moments to talk about. Some of them good, some of them not so good, but we'll get onto that when we get into the review. We are the British Fist. Here to review WrestleMania for you guys on YouTube. I am Mr. Parkin. I finally got myself an Oasis shirt, and it's not a V-neck, so you guys can't complain this time. And this guy sitting next to me, well, do I really need to explain? It's none other than NJ, people. What's up? This WrestleMania 30, like I said, memorable, but for some of the wrong reasons, some good reasons. I just want to first point out, you guys comment on the show down in the comment section below. And also, the Raw review. I'm probably going to watch the Raw after WrestleMania because it's usually pretty damn good. So hopefully I'll be alright for that, even though I've got a bit of a freaking headache right now. First, I want to comment on the presentation of the WrestleMania. A great set, very worthy of a big WrestleMania. Really good video packages by WWE, which is no surprise because WWE generally do a really good job with the presentation, especially at a big show like WrestleMania. And for a lot of people, apparently the network stream was fine. So good job there from a presentation standpoint for WWE.
One thing that I think that WWE do well, especially with their creative team, are the video packages, the music to fit the video, the scenes they show in the video to hype up the important part of the match. I think they've done great throughout Mania.
Right, well, let's get on to some of the matches then. The pre-show, we just want to comment on this quickly. The Usos defending the Tag Team Championships against the Real Americans, Ryback and Los Matadores. You know, this I thought was a very entertaining match, which exactly showed why this match probably should have opened the main WrestleMania card, in my opinion.
The biggest problem about this match is, yes, they put it onto a 2-hour pre-show, but it's the predictability of the Usos because the other three teams are not right for the championship.
Indeed, and you know, we got, instead of the Usos getting their WrestleMania moment, it kind of went on the pre-show and it almost felt like there were two babyface teams out there at the end because the Real Americans are incredibly over. And so the Usos get the victory as we expect. That's good in my opinion. You know, it was even more of a shame when they had Cesaro also turn face on the pre-show. It was a really good moment for Cesaro, and he had another one on the WrestleMania card, which kind of negates this. But Cesaro's face turn happening after this match, I thought that was pretty well done as well. It's been building up for quite some time now. What a stage to do it on WrestleMania.
The sad thing about Cesaro is things that come positive to Cesaro seem to happen on pre-show. The championship win, then his face turn, which is meant to be his step going forward.
Oh, but no contraire, NJ. His moment happened on the WrestleMania card. We'll talk about that later. We opened up the card in a way which we didn't actually think would happen. We opened up this WrestleMania with perhaps 3 of the biggest stars in the wrestling business, not counting Vince McMahon as one of them. We opened up with Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yes, Hogan botched his way through his promo saying WWF and thinking they were in the Silver Dome when they were in the Superdome, but what a nice way to start off WrestleMania 30, a kind of nostalgia moment. These guys in the ring together, all 3 of them, for the first time.
And one thing I really like what the WWE do is when they hype up next year's WrestleMania main event. I think they've done a brilliant job.
Another triple threat match. It's going to be a WrestleMania 31. Hogan versus The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. The new Breakfast Club is coming into WWE, guys. Brother! And you can imagine who could walk out with the belt there. But yeah, a really nice nostalgia way that kind of fit in with the WrestleMania 30 theme. A really kind of, that's a nostalgic way to open the show. I don't really have any issues with this, even though I did feel it went on very long.
Well, they brought their own catchphrases, they brought comedy in, they all put each other over. It was good to see them all, because roughly that was all you got to see of them throughout the night.
Yeah, but a good way to open the show. And then after that, you had Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. The winner gets the main event WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. And, you know, after that opener with Hogan, Rock, and Austin, you know, who else could follow that other than Daniel Bryan versus Triple H? And let's face it, you know, I know a lot of people say, why did this open the card? But you need to remember that, you know, the guy who won this, which is essentially going to be Daniel Bryan, was going to be in the main event match. So they needed a little bit of a rest. And that probably explained why the match, even though it was kind of slow, some people may have thought it was slow, but to be honest with you, it was more of a storytelling match, in my opinion. You don't need a 5-star classic when you know the fans are going to be really into the match if you tell a damn good story, and that's what this match did.
This definitely did. You had the Authority overpowering Daniel Bryan. They at the ring, step at ringside. Triple H being the heel he is. I was enjoying the match. It was a good match, but the finish, I want to say that Daniel Bryan has a powerful knee smash thing, but it really didn't feel like this has got to be the end.
Do you think this was Daniel Bryan's entrance into the Breakfast Club? You know, he kicked out the pedigree, and then Triple H couldn't kick out of his finisher. That's Cena stuff, that is. This is definitely Daniel Bryan's entrance into the Breakfast Club tonight. I definitely think. Yes, motherfucking yes. But Daniel Bryan got the big show over Triple H, as he damn well should have done. This storyline has been built up from SummerSlam, and it's about time that Daniel Bryan got his redemption on Triple H.
He got his redemption alright, because he's getting the thing that he craves the most, his championship match, but Triple H weren't done there.
No.
The little fight at the end was meant to prevent Daniel Bryan from going further, but it didn't work.
Once again, you know, another good example of WWE trying to add a little bit more storytelling to the Daniel Bryan storyline, which progressed throughout the night, which we'll go on to later. Although one thing I will say about this match is I thought the finish was a bit meh. That's all I'll say. It didn't feel like a big finish kind of match to a feud which has potentially been going for so many damn months now. But that's just a small nitpick. After that, we had the Shield versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws, you know. Clearly, this match was short due to the fact that the opening segment and Triple H wanted, you know, his half an hour. So I'm not surprised this is actually quite quick. The Shield win very quickly, which makes them look very dominant. That's pretty much the best I can really come up with here. The double spear and the powerbomb highlighted Roman Reigns quite well. It was simple, quick, effective. It just made the Shield look like beasts.
Even though that's roughly what we really want to push the Shield, or at least push Roman Reigns to look like a beast. But storytelling like the breakup coming back, or Roman Reigns where he goes next, because that's the thing we said in our predictions. Where do the three Shield go now?
But when you look at it, I guess you see Daniel Bryan wins the opening match, a newer guy on the scene. The Shield are winning a match on WrestleMania, they're newer guys on the scene. And then the Andre the Giant Battle Royal provided us with another new guy win, and this really started off WrestleMania and gave me a legit mark-out moment. The Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Couple of highlights, though. The crowd were fandangoing for the first time since the Raw after WrestleMania last year. I thought that was quite cool. Kofi went over the top rope and kept his feet on the stairs. I thought that was pretty funny how he pointed to like a football player would point at the fact that he got elbowed by someone on the pitch or something. I thought that was pretty good. You know, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal was what it was, but what a finish. Cesaro paying tribute to Andre the Giant, what happened at WrestleMania 3, by body slamming Big Show, the guy that gets compared to Andre the Giant the most, over the top rope. And you know what? For one moment, I think I sort of felt how many people felt at WrestleMania 3 when Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant. That is how much I marked out about this moment. It was a really good WrestleMania moment which fit into the Andre the Giant theme and put over a new guy. Brilliant.
This match did justice in many ways. It got people paychecks. It had some good spots. It got wrestlers not really showcasing their potential, but it got them at WrestleMania. It built up to roughly the best ones to be in the final, even though Langston didn't make it to the final four. But Big Show standing his ground, not allowing himself to get eliminated, for Cesaro to eliminate him the best way possible. It's put Cesaro in the way where this is going to be his year now.
This is his WrestleMania moment, and it's a damn good time to do it at WrestleMania 30. Brilliant moment. Another match, in my opinion, you could critique the work in there or whatever, but the end of the match made the match, in my opinion. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. You know, this is the point of the show where I was really revving up, you know, Bray Wyatt can win it. They can really put over some new talent and continue doing it at WrestleMania 30 and continue that trend. And then this is kind of where the kind of mood started to go a little bit.
Before we go into the negativity of this match, you know, John Cena doing that, you can't see me, and Bray Wyatt doing that back thing, crab thing. I thought, yes, that is the mind work. You're not going to get your move done on me. I'm not going to lay down for you. Funny, good stuff, Bray.
So, you know, I thought it was really good as well that they had Mark Crozer played live for the Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, and John Cena didn't get no special entrance or anything, so that's a good way of spotlighting a Bray Wyatt. I also thought this match was really interesting simply because, not because of high spots or anything, but because of the very interesting dynamic that was happening between the Bray Wyatt and the John Cena character. We had the very, you know, the typical Cena booing crowd reaction, and coupled with some really good psychology and storytelling, I really thought this was actually a quite good match between these two from a storytelling standpoint. You even had some of the universe following the buzzers by doing that as well, which I guess kind of shows how stale the John Cena character is and how much they really kind of need to change it, which they probably could have done now, but they didn't.
Even though I said this in the New Orleans, where hit that part in the opener, it gave me a base of, you know, a base Bray Wyatt, but this match, John Cena taking out the other members of the Wyatt family to leave him on his own with Bray was very nicely done, even though it may not have been needed a few times, but then the finish.
The problem with this match, like, you know, this match and feud has done a great job in putting Bray Wyatt on the map. I'm going to say that. Even though he lost to John Cena here, he has been put on the map by this. I'm not going to disagree with that. But, man, this finish killed me. It really did. I mean, you know, John Cena going over on Bray Wyatt. I mean, you had the way this match was going, I was thinking, man, you know, WWE have a really great chance to do something different with John Cena's character here and maybe give us something fresh. And then it kind of just got all wasted. He F5'd him. We're back to the same old fucking shit with John Cena at WrestleMania again.
As much as this is a point in John Cena's career to put over Bray Wyatt at a stage where it should be remembered, especially after the good part of WrestleMania so far, especially the whole chair thing, giving Cena the chair, hit me, give the crowd what they want. It felt like it was going in a good direction, only for John Cena to show that he's not ready to put Bray Wyatt or anyone over at WrestleMania.
But I will say this, though. This WrestleMania at least showed that Bray Wyatt is definitely going to be a big character for WWE going forward. There are so many things you can do creatively with this guy, and the fact that he had an interesting encounter with John Cena from a character standpoint, from a ring psychology standpoint, from a crowd psychology standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, showed me that Bray Wyatt is going to be a big star for the WWE, and I hope WWE go all the way with that. Just a shame about the finish. That's all I'll say. And that finish, I must admit, kind of set the tone for the next match as well. But before I go on to that, I just want to quickly address the Hall of Fame. Really great Hall of Fame class this year. It was really great to see Jake the Snake, Mr. T, Paul Bearer, Carlos Colon, Lita, Razor Ramon, and ultimately the Ultimate Warrior. It was really good to see them guys out there. Really great Hall of Fame, and I kind of wanted to see Ultimate Warrior run to the ring and just be mental as well, but we didn't get that, unfortunately.
Number one, the Hall of Famers being there, great to see them. You wanted to see Ultimate Warrior run down to the ring. I want to see Bad News Barrett, but sadly we didn't get our wishes.
He didn't get a place on this WrestleMania card, so no payday for him, unfortunately. Yet Eva Marie gets a payday. Anyway, let's move on to the match which I think this WrestleMania is essentially going to be remembered for, and it's a real shame.
Please no.
This WrestleMania, in my opinion, you know, is going to be remembered for this next match, and that is Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. First thing you want to point out, did you notice how they left out number 21 casket and CM Punk from the WrestleMania coffins they had? Even though some people kind of thought that they did. I didn't see CM Punk's name on any of those coffins. I saw Shawn Michaels, and then that's it. And I saw, you know, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and then that's it. That's all I saw. But like I said, the match itself, you know, if you're going to end the fucking streak, I'll say this. If you're going to end the streak, at least have him go out with a bang. And unfortunately, this match was as much of a bang as, you know, that. The match really was a letdown, in my opinion. It really suffered from a lack of drama and tension. Like, no one really thought Brock Lesnar was going to end the streak. And then he goes and ends the streak. I mean, 21 years into this streak, the terrible build you've given to this match, and then you go and end the damn streak. I just, you know, I knew the streak was going to probably end eventually, possibly, but doing it like this, it killed me. It killed me. It really did.
The thing that really hurt was the build. Like I said, I've not enjoyed Brock Lesnar's return. This has made it worse for me. The build to this match was more about Paul Heyman and Taker. Brock comes does one F5 on the go-home show. Then the match happens. The crowd don't really care. The match had a good few spots and stuff, but
it was
nothing
forgettable,
really to get the match like pinpoint thinking Taker has to lose here.
No. I mean, if you're going to end the streak, like I said, at least build up to it. Make it feel like a big match. You know, get to a big finish. The finish was just meh. Because you know why? Because the crowd weren't into it because they didn't think there was any chance the streak was going to end. And then it does end. So you kind of swerve the fans a little bit, but to a point where some people actually started leaving the damn building. And, you know, I just say this, you know, giving it to Brock Lesnar, a part-timer, you know, I understand this may be Undertaker's last WrestleMania, and he didn't really, you know, he wanted the streak to end. He wanted to at least give that rub to someone. But a Brock Lesnar, a guy who's only going to be in the company for another year and may not sign, you know, he may re-sign, but he's not going to be a full-time worker. Why not give this streak to an up-and-comer like a Roman Reigns or a Bray fucking Wyatt or something, or someone that can actually have some long-term, impact from this after 21 years of building a damn streak?
This was really hard to grasp because Brock Lesnar, number one, with the thing what he did at WrestleMania, when he did that thing with Goldberg, and that thing was dreadful, and the WWE seemed to forgive him enough to give him the streak, finish the streak. Taker has said, once the streak's over, I'm done. So Raw, Taker there to say his goodbyes, and it's all because of Lesnar. And when Lesnar leaves, we're going to remember that a guy who was here for a short period of time has walked away.
3 things, though. I just want to mention 3 things. Number 1, I was there when the streak ended. That is a fucking big deal for me. I was there when the streak ended. Number fucking 2. I can't remember what I was going to say. I had 3 points, but I can't remember. Number 2, like I said, if you were going to do this, build up to it, at least make it the main event. Because that is the only thing that a lot of people are going to remember from the show. And that's the 3rd thing. That's the only thing that many fans are going to remember about the show. And it really affected the mood, not just with us in the room, but in the crowd as well. And you know what? Undertaker did look very weak and old out there. And, there's only so far you can take the streak with how old he is. And it looks like that he's going to end his career now. That kind of seems what it's like. Maybe he didn't want the streak to continue and wanted to give it to someone. But I guess his career's over. But I do want to say, at least we can... I know Taker's lost the streak and everything, but we can't discount the fact that Undertaker has had such a damn good career and has been such a damn good person for a WWE. It really can.
This is disgusting. As much as I could echo that. Number 1, you had the biggest storyline in the palm of your hands, the end of an era. The match made sense. The story made sense. Punk, I guess, for the pallbearer, take the pallbearer match and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the matches were going to be money makers, but this, no, you've blown it, WWE. I can't really compliment this, other than Lesnar, right at this point now, was probably the biggest threat. But no, WWE, no.
So at WrestleMania 30, the streak ended. I must admit, I was legit shocked, but in a kind of bad way. And the mood, like I said, was very somber after this, And there was only really one person that was going to liven up the mood, and it definitely wasn't the 15 Divas, was it? And that Divas Invitational had the very unfortunate spot of being after Taker's last match. Yeah, I know, AJ Lee had to kind of make Naomi tapped, and it's like nothing to see here. It was just a bathroom break between, obviously, the fans being very emotionally drained by Undertaker, and then moving to the main event. But our main event was, even though it probably won't be remembered all that much, because this is the show that Undertaker's damn streak ended at WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan versus Batista versus Orton. Essentially, at the end of the day, wasn't really bothered how great this match was. Just wanted to see the right result. We thought Batista was going to win, Daniel Bryan winning. After what happened with the streak, I think had to happen. Otherwise, I think the crowd would have fucking rioted tonight.
As much as that does make sense, because we needed the lightness to be lifted, and with the reaction Bryan gained and has had over the last few months, made perfect sense. But the match tried to make us believe it weren't going to happen. Daniel Bryan getting carried away after the Batista bomb RKO thing.
Unlike Undertaker, it actually had some tension and actually had some, shock.
But as much as it had a shock factor, as soon as he rolled off that bed, bed carried away, he came to be a John Cena, miniature John Cena. He did.
I told you, didn't I, at the start of the show, WWE have just inducted Daniel Bryan into the Breakfast Club, and they've just given him John Cena's gimmick. They really have. After what happened, they've given him John Cena's gimmick.
And this is why, before this WrestleMania, as soon as it announced that Daniel Bryan could make it to the main event, the worry was the fact facing 3 big names in the WWE, we could be creating a miniature new superhero. Surprise.
You know what, though? At the end of the day, the fans got what they wanted. We had Triple H come out and try to influence the match with the quickie ref, so they tried to add drama there, and that helped this match a lot. I guess they were really trying to make us believe that Daniel Bryan had no fucking chance of winning. And then we had Batista on killing Bryan, pretty much, almost. That looked like it was botched.
And there was evolution of reunited, maybe Triple H's master plan all along, but no, it was more to just, we don't care, we just want to beat Daniel Bryan up.
But at the end of the day, the storyline and the ending and the blow-off that people wanted happened at this year's WrestleMania, and that was Daniel Bryan winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Thank fucking God they had a moment like this, especially after what happened with Undertaker ending his streak. It's just a shame, in my opinion, though, that this was a great moment. This really was. But I found myself going, yeah. After Undertaker's streak, I'm sorry, I just could not get into this show. I really couldn't. And I guess maybe WWE could have had Undertaker main event and have that be his last match. But, you know, I'm just saying, the Daniel Bryan moment was good, but my reaction to it was kind of somber because I was just thinking about Undertaker's streak ending.
First, where John Cena killed that match, obviously he was getting beat down, all this was going on. Bray Wyatt's chance to pick up the win, got slapped down. Then you had the Undertaker, the Divas. It seemed to have been slashed. And Daniel Bryan winning was great and all it needed to happen. But I don't know, it just didn't feel right. And I know there's going to be fans that are going to love this because it all came down to what was needed.
But I think what you have to remember is they're Daniel Bryan fans, and of course they're going to love this moment, whereas we are kind of Daniel Bryan fans, but we're not like massive fan zooms to the point where any title win is good enough. So if it doesn't feel great to us, then it just doesn't feel great to us. That's all it does. But Daniel Bryan is a newer guy on the scene. WWE had him beat Triple H. They had him beat Batista. They had him beat Randy Orton, 3 members of the Breakfast Club, and essentially overcome the odds after a 9-month long storyline, and had him win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the big blow off of WrestleMania. That was good. I mean, I think the way WWE, even though it's probably audible, the build to that and the way they've done it was very good.
I guess out of respect, 3, 2, 1, yes.
And as for your overall thoughts on this WrestleMania,
again, it was going really well. You were feeling WrestleMania in your heart, and then when John Cena comes back to his typical self, the other matches seem to slash. But the usage of entrances, Triple H, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, they seem to make the speciality to the wrestlers, bands singing, no Eminem, which, you know, with the theme of WrestleMania. But other than that, I think it felt good, and then it seemed to tumble down.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this was essentially a celebration of 30 years of WrestleMania. And like I said, the show, in my opinion, started off really well. I was really excited for the show. The way the show opened, and then the Shield being in the wing, and then Cesaro getting his big wing, you know, that gave me the biggest mark-on moment of the night. And then you went and had John Cena beat Bray Wyatt, which kind of killed it for me. And then Undertaker's streak ending, you know, as an emotional roller coaster, that kind of took me and then sort of made me fall off the roller coaster a little bit. And then the main event with Daniel Bryan winning, they had to do it, you know, otherwise the fans would have really rioted. So I guess overall, how many WrestleMania moments? I mean, that is essentially what this is going to be built on. How many WrestleMania moments did we get from this? Hogan, Rock, and Austin in the ring to open the show. Daniel Bryan overcoming the odds to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Cesaro getting his big moments.
Bray Wyatt looking.
Bray Wyatt still made himself look like a star. But essentially, at the end of the day, and the title of this video, just this video will be remembered for Undertaker's streak ending. And I guess what better way to end this video really than, you know, paying testament to Undertaker's streak and career. He's just been a real quality performer for WWE. It's just a shame that he had to go out like that. You know, that's all I will say. Instead of having a great moment, he had to kind of go out with a bit of a whimper. But still, a consummate professional cannot say one bad thing about The Undertaker. And if it's his time, it's his time. And a big show to end it on, even though, like I said, a bit of a whimper.
Undertaker does have his own choices, matters how they go, who he loses to. But I wish, like Vince McMahon, I felt was missing. He should have, in my opinion, have said, we can't let this happen, the crowd are dead, this match is not working, and had Taker do possibly one more. But the match, Taker wanted this to happen, he got it. Taker, out all the years he's done, he's been an unbelievable person in the wrestling business, and he had to lose it to Brock.
You know what, though? You know WWE have legitimately pissed off fans and have given them the wrong heat when people are actually walking out the arena. But I will say this, though. It's going to be a big year for Brock Lesnar. He ended the streak. Now, you've got to maybe push Brock Lesnar as one of the top heels on your roster now. because he ended the streak. And let's face it, because he ended the streak, he's probably going to get a lot of fucking heel heat. Not, he was probably getting some anyway. He's going to get a ton of fucking heel heat.
And with him being the #1 contender to go for the championship, and Daniel Bryan being the top face, he made a perfect match. But still, the way to make Brock Lesnar a top heel, I'm not sure how the fans are going to feel about next year's WrestleMania now.
So overall, I say a good WrestleMania. Could have been a really good WrestleMania, but ended up being a kind of good WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Raw after WrestleMania, that should definitely be interesting. That usually is better than the WrestleMania show itself. But essentially, like I said, at the end of the day, instead of it being remembered for Daniel Bryan's triumphant win, which it probably should have been, it's essentially remembered this show for Undertaker's streak ending. It really is. And on that somber note, I'm going to say from me, Mr. Parkin, and this guy, NJ, British Fist.
What's up, coaching?
Thank you very much for watching this WrestleMania review. Put your comments down below, and goodbye.